Looks like the start of a big storm.
Dad, I left your breakfast on the table, and I made your favorite cranberry oatmeal cookies. Every day you remind me so much of your mother. And you remind me why Mom used to complain so much. You're always skipping out on your meals. Don't forget to eat, okay, Dad? I'm heading to the restaurant.
All right, sweetheart.
Eva and her father, Harold, owned this vineyard in a small town in Kansas. Where they run a small winery and restaurant. After Eva's mother passed away, her father had been running the business on his own. But for the past couple years, Eva had been helping out and now handled the restaurant all by herself. Their small town was a tourist spot, and during the peak seasons, the restaurant would be busy. However, the rest of the year, it would be just a few locals who stopped by for a beer or some supper. On her way to the restaurant, Eva scanned the vineyards to pick a fresh batch of grapes. A rattlesnake. Eva stepped back, letting out a sigh, when she noticed the snake curled up on the vine. Phew, close one. Oh no, the rain, gotta run. Every morning at 8, Eva opened the restaurant. But today, as she looked out into the heavy rain, she knew it was going to be slow. Nonetheless, she always looked forward to 3 p.m., when Ronald would stop by during his break. It had been about 2 years since they had been together, and Eva was hoping maybe soon he might even propose to her. The morning went by cleaning up and cooking the day's menu. And right around 3, excitedly looked up, hearing the doorbell jingle, but sighed, seeing some men walk in. Hey, sugar, why don't you get us a drink and some chicken wings? Hope the food is just as fine as you are, gorgeous. Eva ignored the taunts and went into the kitchen to make the order. It was often she had to deal with men like them. Take a knife? Right. Eva brought out the order and placed it on the table. Your order. Come here, baby. You only serve food here, or are you gonna put on a show for us? How about you give us some special service for a special tip? Sugar. Noticing the men checking her out, Eva was getting fed up. But just then, she heard a voice behind her. Eva. She turned to see Ronald and smiled. You're a little late today? She said, rushing to get him napkins. Steak and potatoes, just the way you like it. Ronald pushed the plate aside and placed an envelope on the counter. What's this? Check it out. Eva curiously opened the letter. You got the job in the city? You're leaving? Eva, I want you to come with me. This is a big opportunity. We can finally start a new life together. We'll get a small place at first and... As Ronald spoke, he noticed Eva staring the other way, as if lost in her thoughts. Eva, hello? Eva turned to him a little startled. Ronald. So, what do you say? You know I can't do that. For what? For that old man? Do you want to rot here for the rest of your life? Come on, Eva. Eva, what are you looking at? He's my father. Eva, I'm tired of making you understand. Do you know how big this is for me? I'm the only family he has. I can't leave him alone. And what about me? What about us? I'm sorry. The look on Ronald's face suddenly darkened. So it's a no? Maybe we can work something out. No, Eva. If you're not gonna stand by me, it's never gonna work. I should have known. There's no point of this. What do you mean? I'm leaving this week, and if you're not coming, then this is goodbye. Eva was speechless in shock. She felt so shattered as Ronald got up and simply left. All this time, she had thought he loved her. She dreamed of a future together, but today she realized there were things he loved more than her. He had bigger goals, and now she was just a simple small-town girl that didn't fit in. Eva wiped her teary eyes as she tried to gather her composure. She didn't want to appear vulnerable, but as she peered a glance around the restaurant, she saw all but one of the men had left. A smirk crept up his lips as if he enjoyed seeing her like that. Eva felt so embarrassed. Don't worry, sugar. You don't need a punk like him. A beautiful woman like you can get all the men she wants. Eva ignored him and continued to work. But the man got up and sat down at the counter. Come on, come here, sugar. Is there anything else you would like to order? How about another drink and a couple minutes with you? Eva poured out another mug and brought it to him, but the minute she placed it on the counter, the man suddenly gripped onto her hand. Get your hands off me. You're beautiful, just like the people say. He chuckled as he suddenly let her go. Eva stumbled back, shocked by how aggressive he was. Looks like it's just you and me today. Don't worry, I'll go easy on you. Eva anxiously watched as the man got up and walked around the counter. Realizing he had no good intentions, she immediately ran to the phone and dialed for help as she told him. If you don't leave right now, I'm gonna call the cops. But the man laughed psychotically as he pulled out a knife and slashed the phone wire right out of her hands. And now what are you going to do? Eva's heart raced as the man climbed over the counter. She knew she had to act quick. Eva took out the rifle she kept hidden beneath and pointed it directly at him. Get away from me or I'll shoot. The man suddenly lifted up his hands with a look of fright. No, please don't shoot. He mocked before he swiftly wrenched the rifle from Eva. Eva tried to pull and kick him, but he pushed her back, laughing. Come on, sugar. I could show you a fun time. Get away from me. Eva began throwing anything and everything that she had near her. But the man only chuckled as he walked towards her. But the minute he was to grab hold of her dress, all of a sudden, the lights began to flicker. The doors and windows flung open in the wind as the rain began pouring heavily outside, splattering into the restaurant. Gusts of wind rushed in, pushing aside the tables and chairs as the man gripped onto the counter. What is happening? Leave my daughter alone. Your daughter? The weather has been so strange today. Turned around, shocked to see his daughter. Drops of blood splattered on her face and clothes as she pushed in the trolley, carrying a lifeless body. Eva, how did this happen? Almost 20 years ago, Harold had inherited this vineyard from his family. Back in those days, this small town was secluded. There were not many people here, and it was a peaceful, respectful community. Harold met Grace. They fell in love, got married, and started a new life together. They took care of the vineyards and tended to the farm. And after their daughter was born, life was so complete and full of happiness. However, as the town later became open to commercialism and tourism, all kinds of folk began settling here, some good people, and some very wrong people. And in all this, everything changed that dreadful day. Harold walked to find Grace's lifeless body. Some goons had entered and taken advantage of her before taking her life. Harold was devastated. He tried going to the police. He tried finding his wife's perpetrators, but they had gotten away. Harold fell into a deep depression, but looking at his daughter, he held strong to raise her. Eva was only 8 at the time. There was little she understood as to what really happened. But her mother's demise had changed her life in a very different way. There was something about Eva that no one knew. Even after her mother's death, Eva saw her mother everywhere. Dad, it's Mom. I can see Mom. I can see Mom. Sweetheart, you must have had a dream. No, Dad, she's here. I can see her. Harold was heartbroken seeing his daughter in that condition. Eva suffered from a high fever for days on end. Doctor, she keeps telling me she sees her mother. How do I tell her she's no more? It's just the fever talking. It'll take time for her to overcome the trauma. I've prescribed some medicine. Try to make sure she rests. Despite the visits to the doctor, Eva's condition only worsened. She tried to tell her father what she saw, but no one believed her. And as she grew up, the doctors put it off as her imagination or hallucinations and nothing more. But Eva knew her mother's spirit was with her, and soon she learned to embrace her new presence. Eva was never alone. Her mother's spirit was always with her, always guiding her in each and every way. Not the raisin, sweetheart. Your father likes cranberries. I made your favorite cranberry oatmeal cookies. It was her mother's spirit who cared for her. Sweetheart, be careful, there's a rattlesnake. A rattlesnake? It was her mother's spirit who advised her for the best. Hope the food is just as fine as you are, gorgeous. Eva, always stay prepared. Take the knife. Take a knife, right? And it was her mother's spirit that never allowed her to leave her father's side. Eva, I want you to come with me. We can finally start a new life together. Eva, what are you thinking? You can't leave your father. He doesn't have anyone but you. Eva, hello? You know I can't do that. For what? That old man? Eva, how can you be with someone who disrespects your father like that? Your father raised you single-handedly. He never got married for you. He sacrificed everything for your sake. Eva, you can't do this to your father. Eva, what are you looking at? He's my father. I'm the only family he has. I can't leave him. And it was her mother who protected her. What is happening? Leave my daughter alone. Your daughter? Eva stared at her father in fear and shock. She trembled as she stared at the blood that soaked her hands. Eva, speak to me. How did this happen? It was Mom.
Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.